Now on 4 News Now at 6.
It's not fair because our boys lost one of their friends.
4 boys jumped into the Spokane River in Riverfront Park, but only 3 managed to pull themselves out. Why one of their moms now fears for her son's safety.
It is only going to get warmer as we get closer to the weekend. I'll let you know just how warm it's going to be in your First Alert forecast.
Warm weather, cold water, and fast currents will show you how refreshing looking water can actually be very dangerous this time of year. You're watching 4 News Now at 6.
My son, I'm gonna cry. My son's very sorry. If he would have known this little boy can swim, he wouldn't have let him.
A 16-year-old is grieving the loss of his friend. Last night, 4 kids jumped into the Spokane River in Riverfront Park, but only 3 came out of the water alive. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kirsten O'Connor.
And I'm Derek Dice. Spokane Public Schools confirmed the young boy who died was a student at Yasuhara Middle School. We have team coverage tonight on the danger lurking just beneath the surface of our local lakes and rivers. We begin with Marissa Rio, who has a message from the mom of one of the boys who jumped in.
Thank you, Kirsten and Derek. This is absolutely heartbreaking. It was an emotional conversation that I had with the mom today. She says as her son is trying to grieve, their family is receiving death threats.
A sunny day in Riverfront Park, a place where families walk and stop to gaze at the river. Glistening water that looks somewhat calm and perhaps not too deep proved to be tempting for 4 young boys.
I feel like last night's incident was an act of carelessness, an act of boys just trying to have fun.
Fun that quickly turned tragic. Brianna Poverud says the 3 older boys thought the younger one could swim. It wasn't long before they found out he couldn't. Brianna says one of the boys looked for ways to help.
He went and ran to the ladder and tried to see if he could still see him, but by the time he got to the ladder, he was already pulled under. It's a terrible thing.
Running to the ladder is why Brianna thinks others are saying the boys ran. One of the reasons her family is now receiving death threats.
It's not fair because our boys lost one of their friends. And so not only are we having to help them grieve for their friend, we're having to protect them from other children at their school.
Her 16-year-old still trying to process one of his most traumatic experiences.
No, my son won't even come out of his bedroom. My son is hurt. It was his friend.
A makeshift memorial for the young boy who died now sits on the Howard Street Bridge.
As for those rumors that the boys ran, Brianna showed me a video that a group of girls took last night here on this bridge. In that video, you can hear them screaming nasty things at these boys, like they don't care that their friend had just drowned. Now, in that video, the boys look absolutely terrified. Brianna's son in the back, putting his hands to his hair like this, as if he's pulling it. Brianna says he is super traumatized by last night's events. Her and her other moms plan to be there for the mom who lost her son in this tragedy. Live in Spokane, Marissa Rio, 4 News Now.
All right, Marissa, thank you so much. And with temperatures in the 80s this week, and it'll be tempting to want to cool off in one of our local lakes or a river. We turn now to Jordan Smith, who's in Peaceful Valley, with why you might want to reconsider those plans. Jordan.
Yeah, I mean, this warm and sunny, it's really the first warm and sunny weekend of the year. And, you know, this place, the Spokane River, it's a magnet for people to want to come and hang out because the water looks calm and refreshing. But the reality is the waters here are frigid and fast moving downstream.
It is incredibly fast and cold.
The waters of the Spokane River sit at a freezing 50 degrees. Without the proper gear, those kinds of temperatures immediately lock the body up.
So even though it's nice and sunny outside, that water is still really cold. And it can cause hypothermia in a matter of minutes just being in there.
It's tempting to want to step into the water and maybe get the feet wet, but it's crucial to understand just how fast and powerful the flow of this water really is.
Easily, right now we have 5,300 CFS of water, cubic feet per second. What that means is if you drew a line across the river, there's about 20,000 basketballs worth of water crossing every single second.
Even if you walked out knee deep, it's easy to lose your footing or your balance. And then you're dealing with the force of this frigid water.
There's often strong currents moving underneath the river, underneath the surface. And it can sweep you away pretty quickly.
So if you plan on hitting the waters, your best bet is finding a local raft guide. And thankfully, the area is filled with them.
I mean, hypothermia is a real thing right now, and so that's something when we're taking our trips down right now through the whitewater section and offering it through clients is we're making sure that they have that equipment.
Josh Flanagan has spent 13 years navigating the waters as a rafting guide. He says the whitewaters are a blast to cruise through this time of year, and this weather is the perfect weather to do it, but only with an expert.
If you don't know what you're doing, make sure you're going with someone that does, and otherwise wait till it's a little bit lower and we have those more reasonable conditions for everyone.
And Derek, Kirsten, you know, it's tempting to want to hit that rope swing or jump in. These experts are asking you to just wait. That time of summer, it's going to be here before you know it. Just be patient. For now, they're saying it's best to just stay on shore. Reporting live from the Spokane River, Jordan Smith, 4 News Now.
Thank you, Jordan. As parents, I think it's just really difficult to hear a story like this.
For sure.
And Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker is with us now. Chris, I mean, it's going to be tempting. This is the warmest weekend we've had in a long time.
Yes, and you know, there are certain rules of thumb regarding the river, and the one that you hear most often if you're going to go for a dip, well, always wear your life jacket, but late June is really when it gets warm enough. That does vary, and the temperatures vary just throughout the day. It doesn't stay at a constant temperature. The Spokane River temperature last night was in the 40s. It can be between 47 and 50 degrees, depending on if you're in a shady spot or in the sunshine. But these are not things to second guess. And as you have heard, it bears repeating. Right now, it is unsafe for even experienced swimmers because of that cold water. Always wear a life jacket when you get into the river. Our temperatures for highs today, we tied our warmest day of the season so far, 77 degrees in Spokane, 81 in Moses Lake, 82 in Omak, with 79 today in Lewiston, and 73 degrees in Sandpoint. We are going to be warmer tomorrow. Many locations having their first 80-degree or higher day, including Spokane, and that warm weather is going to linger for Mother's Day. 82 Saturday, 82 on Sunday, with plenty of sunshine, but just bears repeating. Warm weather, but very cold water, so be careful around any of our lakes and rivers this early in the season.
What you just heard was surveillance video of an 18-year-old yelling racial slurs at the University of Utah women's basketball team in downtown Coeur d'Alene. The team was on their way to get dinner ahead of the first round of games in the NCAA tournament back in March. Now, despite having this video and the team confessing to shouting the slurs, the Coeur d'Alene prosecutor's office says it will not charge the Post Falls High School student with a crime. According to the charging decision, the use of the slurs did not meet the legal requirements for any of the narrow categories of unprotected speech, and it was also reported that 2 trucks were speeding by and revving their engines and yelling at the team in an effort to intimidate the team. Prosecutors say there's no audio recording to support those claims. Well, if you live in North Spokane, you may have heard sounds of gunfire overnight. We checked in with Spokane police. They say officers were called to the area of Francis and Washington around midnight for a shooting. Detectives collected evidence, but they didn't find anyone hit by the gunfire. No arrests have been made.
If you take the Argonne exit off of I-90 in Spokane Valley on your way home tonight, you might notice some serious damage to the guardrail. Washington State Patrol says the driver of a pickup was heading west on the freeway at around lunchtime today when he got off on Argonne. They say his truck went off-road through the grass and then went airborne before T-boning a sedan. Firefighters had to cut the roof off of that sedan to get the people out. They were taken to a hospital. No word yet on how seriously they were hurt or what caused the pickup driver to lose control. Federal regulators are now taking a look at the frequent flyer miles on your credit card.
Why the government wants airlines and banks to be more transparent about their loyalty programs.
To be blunt, this is a bad plan.
And the Seattle School District is trying to close a $100 million gap in their budget. The drastic measures the district is considering to try and save money. You're watching 4 News Now at 6.
Download the KXLY Plus app on your connected TV.
For 27 years, our promise has been to save you green. We want your furniture. During our spring cleaning sale, bring in or send us photos of furniture you no longer want. And if it's in good condition, we'll consign it for you. Plus, give you an additional 20% off your next purchase.
Consign furniture. Easy way to sell, smart way to buy.
Luxurious Karastan carpets are just the footing you need to live beautifully. And now, during National Karastan Month, you can save beautifully. Use your exclusive rebate to receive up to $1,000 back on select styles of Karastan carpets and the flawless craftsmanship of LuxCraft hard surface flooring. Live beautifully, save beautifully with Karastan. And right now, save up to $1,000 on Karastan flooring at Panhandle Carpet One, West Appleway, Coeur d'Alene. Exploring different regions throughout the Northwest and beyond can be fun and educational. 4 News Now would like to showcase these locations with Travel for Adventures.
Moses Lake is the perfect family getaway for fun and recreation. From camping along the shores to fishing excursions and ATVing, Moses Lake is a recreational wonderland in the heart of Washington State.
Moses Lake Golf Club often stays open late into the season or cool off in their water park during the summer heat.
Moses Lake is also known for its Spring Music Festival in May, a fabulous air show that includes the World RC Invitational in June and the Grant County Fair held each August at the Moses Lake County Fairgrounds.
For a listing of events, culinary delights, and lodging options, visit tourmoseslake.com and plan your vacation today. Moses Lake, Washington. It's the perfect place to explore and relax.
Discover more places you might like to visit. Go to kxly.com/travel4adventures.
With local utility rebates and massive tax credits available, it's now possible to upgrade to a heat pump for less than a traditional air conditioner. Heat pumps are far more efficient than air conditioners when it comes to heating and cooling your home. Get year-round comfort with higher efficiency, all while lowering your monthly utility bills. So don't be fooled into buying outdated air conditioning technology. Upgrade to a heat pump, the smart choice for smart homeowners. Call Bill's Heating and AC today for your free estimate.
We want your furniture. During our spring cleaning sale, bring in or send us photos of furniture you no longer want. And if it's in good condition, we'll consign it for you. Plus, give you an additional 20% off your next purchase.
Consign furniture. Easy way to sell, smart way to buy.
Around the Northwest, the Seattle School Board is trying to find a way to dig their way out of a more than $100 million budget deficit.
Last night, they approved a proposal that could lead to the closure of up to 20 schools. KOMO's Hannah Knowles has more.
Aye.
Director Top?
Aye.
All in favor.
I know that this is a very emotional topic, the idea of needing to close schools.
The Seattle School Board unanimously signs off on a proposal that could close more than 20 elementary schools in the district.
We are looking at the schools that are very small as potential for being consolidated into other schools.
According to the district, elementary schools are only at 65% capacity, and this new plan would increase school utilization to 85%.
We cannot cut and consolidate our way out of a revenue problem.
Parents, teachers, students, and staff.
To be blunt, this is a bad plan, intended to execute a flawed strategy built on incorrect assumptions, and you, as the school board directors, are the only people with the power to stop it.
All in attendance speaking out against the plan to create a system of well-resourced schools.
When you decide to close schools, it's deeply personal to students, families, and teachers.
This plan needs to be the result of close collaboration with the families, students, and educators who are the heart of this district.
Well, a final recommendation on which schools should be closed is expected in the fall, which would be followed by a public review period.
But it's not just the Seattle School District dealing with a budget crisis. The Coeur d'Alene Public School District currently faces a $6 million deficit because of inflation and low enrollment. Last month, the school board voted to close Bora Elementary in hopes of saving around $1 million. Before the vote, one school member expressed how hard it was to close the beloved school.
I know how I would feel about this as a parent. And I can imagine how I would feel about it as a staff member. But I moved to repurpose Bora Elementary School beginning with the 24-25 school year.
Some of the other proposed solutions to save money include a 4-day school week, increasing class sizes, cutting staff, and putting a pause on adopting new curriculum. An investigation has found Spokane Valley City Councilman Al Merkel violated workplace decorum and engaged in disrespectful and intimidating behavior towards city staff. A release from the city reveals 22 people were interviewed for the investigation, including staff, council members, and a consultant. It said multiple staff members reported Merkel made them feel fearful and intimidated while at work. City manager John Holman said, quote, "This report validated many of the staff concerns." Merkel responded to the findings outside of City Hall today, saying he believed he was being punished for interactions he may have had before he took office.
That ultimately it was to discredit me, to disenfranchise my voters, to punish the voters for electing somebody who said that things need to change.
Merkel's work area has been relocated to a more private part of City Hall, away from most other staff. He will continue to have direct access to the city's senior administration and all other city resources necessary to conduct council business.
80 degrees for a high tomorrow, and that will be our first 80-degree day of the season, just about right on time. The average date of our first 80-degree day is May 12th. Tomorrow is the 10th. It will be the warmest so far this year. We had 77 on April 14th, and that was our high today, too. I'll be back with your 7-day forecast.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
PAR, family owned since 1930. Go where the builders go.
What are you gonna build?
It's more than a necklace. Celebrate the moment. Tracy Jewelers.
Dupixent helps people with asthma breathe better in as little as 2 weeks. And when you can breathe better, what isn't better? This is better. This is better. That's better. And that. Even this. Dupixent is an add-on treatment for specific types of moderate to severe asthma. It works with your asthma medicine to help improve lung function. That's pretty good. Dupixent is not for sudden breathing problems. It's proven to help prevent asthma attacks. It can reduce or even eliminate oral steroids. And doesn't that make things better? Dupixent can cause allergic reactions that can be severe. Tell your doctor right away if you have rash, chest pain, worsening shortness of breath, tingling, or numbness in your limbs. Tell your doctor about new or worsening joint aches and pain or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines, including steroids, without talking to your doctor. When you can get more out of your lungs, you can do more with less asthma. And isn't that better? Ask your doctor about Dupixent, the most prescribed biologic in asthma.
Home. It's both a place and a feeling. At yours, you strive to make new memories, create traditions, share stories, find the fun, embrace the surprises, and celebrate moments big and small. Memories are made at home, in every room, in every moment. Make your house feel like home at the Tin Roof.
4 News Now and STCU are teaming up for a one-day Coats for Kids closet cleanout. Gather up your gently used winter jackets and donate them to us all day, Thursday, May 16th. Find a list of locations on KXLY.com.
It's more than a necklace. Celebrate the moment. Tracy Jewelers.
Welcome back. One of Spokane's long-running traditions returns this weekend. This Saturday, the community will come together to celebrate the youngest Spokanites in the Junior Lilac Parade. Elementary and middle school bands, drill teams, and clubs will be marching to represent the Lilac City. Tune in to Good Morning Northwest to learn what's new about the parade this year and get a sneak peek of the celebrations.
And the event is being emceed by our very own Chris Crocker. Once again, Chris, I love that you mentioned it's pretty much always nice weather.
It is always nice weather. You actually don't want it to be too warm for those kids. Some of them have the heavy black polyester band uniforms.
Yeah.
And, a nice 40-degree morning is good, but it is going to be a warm weekend. Here are the live conditions right now. What a gorgeous evening we are having. It's 74 in Coeur d'Alene right now and sunny, 76 in Spokane and sunny. Boy, I got a dog that is going to love going for a walk in this weather. Here are 4 things to know about your weather. It is going to be even warmer Friday, hitting that 80-degree day. We're going to stay in the 80s through Sunday and a beautiful Mother's Day, and then cooler and breezier next week, but our average high is in the mid-60s. We're going to stay in the 70s through the 7-day forecast. Our temperature trend, the white line right here, is our average high. We're going to be well above average for the next 3 days. Not quite record territory. I'll show you why in a moment. And then we start to level out in the mid-70s through the rest of the 7-day outlook. Tracking our weather pattern, high pressure in control. It is not especially amplified, though, and that is why we're not seeing temperatures getting into record territory. And this ridge is going to be flattening as we get into the second half of the weekend and early next week. Finally, by early next week, we're going to be in more of a northwesterly flow on the far edge of a ridge of high pressure out in the Pacific. That's going to keep us warm. That's going to keep us mostly dry, but we will be breezy, see a few more clouds passing through, and again, not as warm as if that ridge was sitting right on top of us. Then we would be back up in the 80s or maybe even some 90s. Let's take a close look at a beautiful Friday. It's really like a work of art. And I do like how this is kind of like a slot machine and we're all winning. 51 degrees at 7 a.m. We'll already be in the mid-60s by 10 o'clock in the morning. As we get into the afternoon, 74 at 1. Beautiful afternoon to maybe sneak out a little bit early, have a tea time. Oh, I bet the tea times are long gone now that I think about it. 80 at 4, 80 at 5, and then we go into a beautiful Friday evening. Your 7-day forecast shows the cooler and breezy conditions next week, but not cool, just cooler, and a few more clouds drifting through Monday and Tuesday as well. We're going to need some rain eventually in this forecast, which I don't see coming anytime soon, but in the meantime, we'll enjoy that sunshine, Kirsten.
You mentioned slot machines. Maybe there'll be some mamas out at Northern Quest.
There you go.
Sure. Trying their luck. Why not? Well, what if you could predict how warm or cold it would be for several months from now?
That's what meteorologists try to do by tracking El Nino and La Nina. And Matt Gray, today we got an important update.
That's right. So El Nino has kept us warm most of this year. We've been talking about it for a long time. Well, guess what? Things are about to change, and La Nina looks like it could be back very soon. So coming up at 6:30, I'll explain what that's going to mean for you over the next few months.
Prepare to vote.
The Spokane City Council unanimously removes Mayor Lisa Brown's public safety levy from the ballot, while one city council member says there has to be another solution to the city's budget crisis.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
GMC of Riverfront Park is your go-to dealership for pre-Memorial Day sales. All vehicles are discounted, and we will beat any price from any dealer anywhere. Savings up to $13,500 on a 2024 Sierra Crew Cab. Up to $15,000 off on a 2023 Sierra Crew Cab Denali. Just $37,988 for a 2024 GMC Sierra 1500 Crew Cab Pro 4x4. Change your mind? We have a generous 3-day 300-mile return and 7-day 700-mile exchange policy on new and used. GMC of Riverfront Park is family owned and operated and home of Warranty Forever.
When it comes to remodeling your bath, there's fact and there's fiction. Fiction, it's too expensive to remodel your bath. Fact, with Bathfitter's hundreds of design options, you'll get the bath you want to fit your budget. Fiction, bath remodels take forever and tear the house apart. Fact, Bathfitter installation takes just 1 day to fit your schedule. Get the bath that fits you. Bathfitter, it just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
Stay ahead of your moderate to severe eczema and show off clearer skin and less itch with Dupixent, the #1 prescribed biologic by dermatologists and allergists that helps heal your skin from within. Serious allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems such as eye pain or vision changes, including blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor. Ask your eczema specialist about Dupixent.
It's a sit, sleep, and relax sale at Walker's Furniture as they kick off their Memorial Day savings early.
Everything you can sit down on, fall asleep on, or recline back in comfort on is on sale, with even bigger savings up to 70% off clearance items.
Take advantage of early Memorial Day savings, plus special 5 years financing is available with no money down, making it the perfect time to kick back, relax, and save.
This week at Walker's.
This Saturday, Huckleberry's is having their massive 25% off sale on all things natural living at Huck's on the Hill or inside Rosar's. Pamper yourself with self-care essentials or boost your fitness journey with natural supplements. So why wait? Treat yourself to the best in health and wellness. Plus, a lot of these can make for great gifts. Save 25% this Saturday at all Huckleberry's locations.
4 News Now is brought to you by Mainstream Electric Heating, Cooling, Plumbing.
Around the nation now, they're designed to draw in new customers. Now, federal regulators want to make sure credit card companies are following through on airline rewards, points, and miles.
CNN's Ivan Rodriguez explains what the panel hopes to accomplish and how it could impact you the next time you cash in your points.
It's an offer that's hard to turn down, flipping those everyday purchases into possibly your next getaway. But those airline credit cards are under scrutiny, and federal regulators don't want consumers to have to go through all these obstacles just to get their promised rewards. U.S. Airlines back in the spotlight, this time for their frequent flyer programs and their co-branded credit cards.
Point systems like frequent flyer miles and credit card rewards have become a meaningful part of our economy.
The U.S. Department of Transportation and the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau holding a public hearing Thursday as part of an investigation into potential unfair or deceptive practices. The panel included several airline and banking industry representatives discussing whether companies are being upfront with their rewards programs.
People do track these carefully when they're engaged and when they're earning these rewards. And so that reward, though, and the value of that is only subject to what the airline wants to do with it and how they choose to conduct their program.
On the agenda, transparency surrounding booking award tickets, the valuing of miles over time, transferring of points and miles, and how companies notify customers when making changes to the program.
The airlines, they're constantly moving the goalposts, especially with their elite status.
Brian Kelly, the founder of PointsGuy.com, says these credit cards represent big business for the major airlines. United Airlines valued its loyalty program at $20 billion in 2019.
As they grow in influence, I think it's only natural to expect a little bit more oversight because it really is a whole new currency that is really driving our whole economy.
41% of Americans have some type of travel rewards credit card, and a big talking point here from regulators was the fact that consumers may actually end up paying a lot more than the value of those rewards because of high interest rates. That could be as much as 30% or more. In Atlanta, I'm Ivan Rodriguez.
On Capitol Hill, a new bill wants to limit the amount of heavy metals found in baby food. A new bill aiming to make that change shows that multiple reports in recent years have detailed concerning levels of the contaminants in food for babies and toddlers. The FDA has only set limits for heavy metals in baby infant rice cereal and juice, so this bill would let the agency set limits on all baby food, test the products more, and mandate recalls if needed.
4 boys jumped into the Spokane River, but only 3 managed to get out.
What a mom says her son tried to do to save his friend. Plus, why we should all be reconsidering going into any of the lakes and rivers in our area despite the warmer weather this weekend. Next on 4 News Now at 6:30.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Unleash the beast in the ultimate giveaway at Spokane Tribe Resort and Casino. Earn entries now through June 28th for your chance to win a new Ford Bronco Raptor. Only at Spokane Tribe Resort and Casino. You just win here.
Attention Kalispell, have you worked or enjoyed the outdoors in Lincoln County before 2014? You may have been exposed to harmful Libby amphibole asbestos. Schedule your free asbestos health screening on May 20th through the 22nd at the Hilton Garden Inn. Contact the Card Clinic to reserve your spot today.
For over 30 years, we've been keeping you warm.
Or cool, but now we are taking you to the next level of innovation.
Fireplaces, sleek modern design, or traditional electric, efficient and trendy.
Lighting, permanent,
decorative, year-long lighting, providing security as well as beauty.
These are just some of the ideas we are bringing to you for the next level at Holiday Heating, Cooling, and Electric. We call it Holiday Innovation. Call us today.
I'm Mark Peterson, the Extreme Team and Horizon Credit Union, ready to take on our next job. If you know of a project that needs an Extreme Team makeover, go to KXLY.com to nominate it. Our thanks to Horizon Credit Union for sponsoring the 4 News Now Extreme Team.
What can we make for you today from the Sweet Palace in Phillipsburg, Montana?
Elevate your game at Spokane Tribe Resort and Casino. Our expanded gaming floor now features over 900 of your favorite slots, plus all new table games. Only at Spokane Tribe Resort and Casino. You just win here.
Is this the Sunset Hotel? Ma'am, you've dialed 911. I would like to book a room. Take it you're not able to speak freely.
Do they have a room or don't they?
Be advised, abduction in progress.
Next DT, welcome to the Eras Tour. Taylor Swift back on stage in Paris. Magical things could happen. Yeah. Plus, Brooke Shields is the mother of the bride. Next DT.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Entertainment Tonight at 7:30. Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6:30.
Well, families are now grieving the death of a Spokane middle schooler who drowned in the Spokane River last night in Riverfront Park.
We learned that the boy did not know how to swim. Investigators say the boy jumped off the Orange Bridge along with 3 of his friends. A mom of one of the boys who jumped says the 3 boys who got out of the water thought the younger boy could swim. That mom saying one of the boys tried to help.
He went and ran to the ladder and tried to see if he could still see him, but by the time he got to the ladder, he was already pulled under. It's a terrible thing.
Now, there were initial rumors that the boys immediately ran off, but the mom showed us a video of the boys appearing to be traumatized after realizing that their friend had drowned.
With the weather in the 80s this weekend, some of you may be tempted to go into one of the many rivers in our area to cool off. And while the water may look calm, there are dangers beneath the surface that can quickly drag down even the most experienced swimmers.
A lot of force pushing you downstream ultimately and into some pretty dangerous water.
According to the Spokane Riverkeeper, the river is moving at about 5,300 cubic feet per second.
What that means is if you drew a line across the river, there's about 20,000 basketballs worth of water crossing every single second.
If you want to safely recreate in the water with your family, Spokane has some great local rafting companies and experts who can take people down the river. But at this point, it's still too dangerous to float on your own.
Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker joins us now. And Chris, it's not just the speed of the water. We're talking about very cold temperatures.
Yeah, and the cold water can impact your muscles and your ability to swim, as well as your judgment. Panic can set in very quickly. And right now, temperatures in the Spokane River, they vary depending on the time of day, whether you're in the shade or the sunshine, but between about 47 and 50 degrees yesterday and today. Unsafe for even experienced swimmers, and that's just talking about the temperature, not the fact that the river is running high, not as high as it would be if we were having a Banner snowpack year, and not as cold as if we were having a Banner snowpack year. But typically the rule of thumb around here is to wait until late June or until some of our experts, the Spokane Riverkeeper, local officials tell us that the water is warm enough and safe enough that you can swim regardless of when you go in the river or any body of water. Always wear a life jacket, something we say every year this time of year, and those life jackets save lives. And it will be tempting to cool off this weekend because it is going to be the warmest weather of the season so far. Tomorrow, Friday, we kick things off with a high of 80 degrees, our first 80-degree day. A warm start on Saturday, heading to a high of 82. And for Mother's Day, a beautiful day, mostly sunny skies. 82 degrees before we start to cool down a little bit and pick up our winds as we get into next week. Derek?
All right, Chris, thank you. El Nino is coming to an end, and La Nina could be around the corner. That means next winter could be a lot different from the mild one we just had.
But what about the next few months as this climate pattern transitions? Meteorologist Matt Gray looked at past years. We went from El Nino to La Nina to find some clues, Matt.
And you can look back at the past and try and predict at least a little bit about the future. The new El Nino forecast from the U.S. Climate Prediction Center is out today, and it does say to expect a pretty big change over the course of the summer. Now, as a reminder, El Nino and La Nina, opposite sides of a kind of ocean climate cycle in the Pacific Ocean, but it has worldwide weather implications. That's really what you need to know. For the past year, the world has been under El Nino, which is why we just had a warmer and less snowy winter here in the inland Northwest. But now there's a 50% chance of it switching quickly to La Nina this summer, and an 80% chance that it'll happen by the time we get to fall. As I'm sure you skiers and snowboarders already know and are probably already anticipating, La Nina winters tend to be cooler and snowier in the inland Northwest. But what about what happens before all of that in the summer and the fall seasons? We'll take a look at these maps. Since 1950, there have been 12 summers we've had this transition from El Nino and gone basically directly to La Nina. In these transitional summers, most of the United States ends up much warmer than normal in the summertime, while the North Cascades actually end up slightly cooler, parts of the Columbia Basin too. In the Spokane area, no noticeable change. Now, this doesn't mean that some of these years weren't hot or cool. In fact, many of them were. It just means that there's no consistent trend between all of them related to this change from El Nino to La Nina. However, there is a trend of fall weather during these years we examined being warmer going into that La Nina winter. Now, these years were also wetter in the fall in the Northwest as well, so it's likely we'll be able to get some relief in a few months from what so far has been a pretty dry start to 2024. But I tell you what, it is a long summer between now and then, and we may not have an indication of how hot it's going to be here in the inland Northwest, but it is hard to look at this pattern and not be concerned about some more extreme heat around the country as we get into the next few months.
All right, Matt, thank you. People living in Spokane will no longer be voting to approve Mayor Lisa Brown's public safety levy in August. It would have cost the average taxpayer $323 a year.
Yesterday, Mayor Lisa Brown's office sent a request to remove it, and just a few hours ago, City Council approved that request. Bronte Sorotsky is in studio now and explains their reasoning.
Well, the city of Spokane still faces a nearly $50 million budget shortfall. This levy was meant to fix that, but council members now say with how tight money is for families throughout the city, it was just too big of an ask.
So with that, prepare to vote.
In a unanimous decision, Spokane City Council has removed Mayor Lisa Brown's proposed public safety levy from the August ballot.
The size of the levy is what has always bothered me.
Overall, the levy costed $192 million, meant to fix the city's major budget deficit.
We need judges to be able to process cases. We need places to detain people when they commit crimes. And we can't do that with the current budget that we have.
Without a clear backup and an approaching deadline to get this budget sorted, city council members say it's crunch time to figure out their next steps.
Because we'll have to make that decision November at the earliest, and we have to have a budget by December.
Some council members say they're still in support of a levy to address the city's growing public safety needs, but also understand why voters may be worried.
Yeah, I would support a scaled down amount, one that meets residents a little bit more where they're at, while we look at new forms of revenue.
Councilmember Bingle says he's working on a new proposal, but isn't quite ready to discuss in detail yet.
This is going to take some time, but there is a different way forward other than just proposing a levy of this size.
In order to get this levy on the ballot, City Council had to vote to remove a levy to better fund Spokane parks. Something Councilmember Cathcart says was deeply needed.
And it's too late. We missed the deadline. We can pull, we can't add, and that's really infuriating.
As for what's next, elected city leaders are going to have to work together to come up with a solution more people can get behind. In studio, Bronte Sorotsky, 4 News Now.
Bronte, thank you. The Washington State Attorney General has issued a subpoena to the Catholic Church in Washington over its handling of sexual abuse cases. The Attorney General's office says the Seattle Archdiocese is refusing to cooperate with its investigation into the use of charitable funds to cover up allegations of sexual abuse by clergy members. The AG's office alleges the Archdiocese used funds to protect accused clergy members instead of victims. According to the Catholic Diocese of Spokane, subpoenas were issued to it, the Diocese of Yakima, and the Archdiocese of Seattle. The Diocese of Spokane says how it's handled past sexual abuse cases is already known, and it is unaware of any new cases.
Well, it affects about 7 million Americans, including myself, according to the National Scoliosis Foundation. Scoliosis is usually found in childhood, but it can cause future health problems if it's left untreated. Children's Healthcare of Atlanta says some common signs of scoliosis include uneven shoulders and shoulder blades, unequal distance between arms and body when standing, and uneven skin folds at the waist.
A lot of times what we find is that as we get into the warmer seasons, and it's so critical right now, all of a sudden parents are seeing their teenager in a bathing suit for the first time in a year, and a lot has happened with their bodies.
Well, early detection is critical. Scoliosis can lead to chronic back pain, heart problems, and lung issues. Scoliosis screening will help determine whether your child's spine should be examined by a pediatric orthopedic specialist. It could be done by a pediatrician or other trained medical professional.
Well, Gonzaga has added another premier non-conference game to the schedule, and it's against a familiar foe.
The Zags will take on UCLA for the 5th year in a row.
Yeah, these teams have given us some pretty classic matchups over the last few years, and it's going to continue. We have the details of the multi-year series and where it stacks up in Gonzaga's tough non-conference schedule. Next in sports.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
My advice to all the fathers out there, they grow up way too fast for you to waste even a single precious moment.
Dan the Piano Man is now Dan the Moving Man, and he would like to thank you for helping with the transition. He now specializes in relocating your most prized possessions from point A to point B with care and efficiency. He's earned the reputation of trust by helping generations of homeowners move their belongings and helping seniors to downsize. He also offers climate-controlled storage, short or long-term, for your possessions. Need your piano moved? Dan can expertly relocate it and provide tuning and repair. Call or click today for a free estimate on your moving job. Dan the Moving Man, serving Eastern Washington and North Idaho.
For over 90 years, the McVeigh Brothers family has been installing the very best in roofing, siding, and windows made for the Inland Northwest. Last year, our 6000 Series Coeur d'Alene windows earned the 2024 Energy Star Most Efficient Award, beating some manufacturers by 20%. So this week, we're celebrating by matching your energy rebate up to $10 per square foot with every window sold. At McVeigh Brothers, we're always working for you.
Country Homes Power, Spokane's Husqvarna Superstore, is the #1 source for the best deals on professional-grade power equipment. Mowers and zero-turn mowers, all backed by factory-trained staff. Country Homes Power, the best choice for Husqvarna since 1947.
The selection and savings have never been better at Findlay Downtown Toyota. Which means this summer, if you're looking for a new Camry or some great financing on a new truck, you can find it all this week at Findlay.
The Medellin Falls Bigfoot Festival returns to Pend Oreille County June 15th and 16th. Discover the rich history, folklore, and mystery. From Sasquatch-themed crafts to Bigfoot merchandise, a 5K fun run, and plenty of food. This event is guaranteed to leave you amazed and entertained. Hear from the county's experts about their Bigfoot sightings or sign up for the Presenters Dinner and talk with them firsthand. The Medellin Falls Bigfoot Festival. For tickets and information, go to mf-bigfoot.com.
4 News Now and STCU are teaming up for a one-day Coats for Kids closet cleanout. Gather up your gently used winter jackets and donate them to us all day, Thursday, May 16th. Find a list of locations on KXLY.com.
All right, welcome back here. 2 of college basketball's biggest brands will soon go head-to-head again. According to College Hoops Today, Gonzaga and UCLA are finalizing a 2-year series starting next season in Los Angeles.
Sports director Julian Minnesone joins us in studio now. And Julian, this is said to be one of the premier games of the college basketball season.
No question, but all I could think about is why would Mick Cronin and UCLA do this to themselves? The Bulldogs have owned the Bruins over the last few years. Gonzaga has won 7 of the 8 all-time matches. matchups against UCLA, including 4 straight. Zags fans might remember the Sweet 16 from 2 seasons ago when Julian Strother hit that game-winning shot to send the Bulldogs to the Elite Eight. They also might remember Jalen Suggs' half-court shot to propel the Zags into the national title game a few years before that. Now, these teams have had some classic matchups, and it will continue next season at the Intuit Dome, the new home for the LA Clippers. Now, there would be a return game in Seattle during the 2025-26 season. Official dates and times are still to be announced. Now, Gonzaga has a jam-packed non-conference schedule. They are heading to the Battle for Atlantis tournament and could face teams like Arizona, Indiana, or Louisville, among others. Now, the Bulldogs will also play back-to-back champion UConn at Madison Square Garden in New York. They also have matchups against Kentucky, Washington, and San Diego State. Pretty tough. Now, the series finale between the Seattle Mariners and Minnesota Twins had all the makings of a pitcher's duel. 2 of the best in the game going head-to-head in Minnesota's Pablo Lopez and Seattle's Logan Gilbert. Gilbert had the lowest ERA in baseball heading into today, but that would change. Gilbert struggled, especially early on. First inning, Max Kepler gets the scoring started for the Twins as Seattle falls behind quickly, 1-0. Now, still in the first inning, bases loaded again for Minnesota. It's Manuel Margot, and he says clear him. Margot with a double down the line. It's going to skip all the way to the wall. Everyone comes around home plate to score as the Mariners fall behind 4-0 now. And the bleeding didn't stop there. Next batter, Carlos Santana is going to show that he could still hit with the best of them. He's going to get in on the action right here. Things got ugly for Gilbert in this one. It's the first time in 8 starts that Gilbert didn't pitch into the 6th inning as the Mariners dropped the series finale. Close your eyes, Mariners fans. It was 11-1. Seattle's first series loss in nearly a month. They'll look to regroup against the Oakland A's. The 3-game series starts tomorrow at home. So sometimes it's not your best day on the mound out there. Gilbert was bound to have a bad one. He had a pretty good start to the season so far through those first 8 starts.
Been incredible, yeah. But concerning when it's him and Kirby
back-to-back
in this series.
Yeah, we'll just chalk it up as an off week, okay?
All right, let's send it over to Chris Crocker now.
76 our high officially so far, but we've actually just hit 77. So we are more than 10 degrees above average for our high today. We started the day off at 42 degrees. Sun's out. You still have some time to enjoy this day. It's at 8:14. I'll be back with your 7-day forecast and a good look at Mother's Day after the break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Spokane and North Idaho's country leader.
Drinking watermelon moonshine.
Oh, Lord, when it rains, it pours. The big 99.9 Coyote Country.
Kylie and I are excited to show you the rugged good looks and adventurous spirit of this all-new Subaru Outback.
It has a roomy interior and almost 9 inches of ground clearance that make on- or off-road driving fun.
Plus, Subaru's legendary safety features like symmetrical all-wheel drive and EyeSight driver assist technology.
Visit ParkerSubaru.com or drop by the dealership to learn about our great selection of vehicles built for adventure, comfort, and safety.
See the Subaru Outback and receive your no-problem customer service at Parker Subaru in beautiful Coeur d'Alene.
Luxurious Karastan carpets are just the footing you need to live beautifully. And now, during National Karastan Month, you can save beautifully. Use your exclusive rebate to receive up to $1,000 back on select styles of Karastan carpets and the flawless craftsmanship of LuxCraft hard surface flooring. Live beautifully, save beautifully with Karastan. At Sandpoint Furniture Carpet One, Floor and Home.
Save up to $1,000 on Karastan flooring at Sandpoint Furniture Carpet One.
Considering a new air conditioner? Before you commit, call Bill's Heating and AC. We're elevating efficiency and savings by matching heat pump prices to any local air conditioner quotes and setting a new standard for comfort. Why heat pumps? Similar to ACs, they offer high efficiencies to heat and cool your home for a lower cost. And with the purchase of qualifying equipment, you may be eligible to receive a 25C tax credit of up to $3,200. Don't miss out. Call Bill's Heating and AC for your free quote now.
The Memorial Day savings start this week during the Sit, Sleep, and Relax sale at Walker's Furniture. And that means savings of up to 70% off. Plus 5 years special financing is available this week at Walker's Furniture.
$20 you miss. Yeah? Boom! Show me the money.
Here's your check. A check? You're never going to cash it. What are you doing?
Depositing the check with P1FCU Mobile Banking. Bet you didn't think that one through, did you?
Come on.
Get a free Ascend checking account with great benefits at p1fcu.org/free.
4 News Now is brought to you by Parker Subaru.
Well, the South Hills Moore Turner Heritage Gardens opens tomorrow. It's just west of the Corbin Art Center on West 7th Avenue. Looking beautiful.
No doubt.
That was a lilac.
Was it?
Yeah.
I didn't even see it.
I assumed what that was today video. I got all excited. It's like a celebrity sighting.
Well, Chris, this weekend will be perfect to get out and enjoy any of our area parks.
Any of your area parks, gardens, and your own garden as well. Yes, gorgeous Mother's Day weather. Let's take a look at that forecast. It hasn't changed, so that's good news, and it is not going to change. We've got high pressure in control, and that is what guarantees us a warm, sunny weekend. These temperatures might vary a degree or two, but it is going to be warm and beautiful through Sunday before we start to see some minor changes heading into the work week. I want to talk more about gardens because we are keeping an eye on our overnight lows, although I think I'm going to just let them go on autopilot for a while because we are in fine shape in terms of any sort of frost or freeze. I don't see anything in the 7-day or in the 8 to 16-day forecast, 8 to 14-day forecast that would indicate we have a cold snap coming, and so garden away and enjoy. Meanwhile, here is a look at your Friday forecast, and I'm starting off at 7 in the morning, show you our mornings are going to be getting warmer as well. We've had some crisp mornings, even in the 30s this week. We'll be in the 50s at 7 o'clock, and something to keep in mind, we'll be in similar territory as you make your Mother's Day plans if they involve a Sunday brunch or a walk to Sunday services. It'll be in the 60s in the morning, 9, 10 o'clock on Sunday. Your afternoon temperatures on Friday by noon, we're looking at 73 degrees, 74 at 1. We'll already be at 76 at 2. And then school gets out. The kids are going to be full of spring fever and ready to go. 79 at 3, and then 80 for 4 and 5 before things start to cool down into a pleasant Friday evening. Really good timing on this gorgeous weather. Here's a look at your planning forecast. We have Junior Lilac Parade on Saturday morning, and it'll be nice for that. That's 10:30 in the morning. So again, temperatures already in the 60s. Won't need much of a sweater unless you're going real early to set up or drop the kids off. Mother's Day, 82. Then we start to see some changes heading into the beginning of next week with an increase in clouds and a drop in our temperatures, almost a 10-degree drop from Sunday to Monday, 73 Monday and Tuesday with breezy, not windy, but breezy conditions. And then it looks like we're going to start warming back up again as we head into Wednesday and Thursday. More sunshine in the extended forecast, but I haven't seen any sign of precipitation in the forecast. So if you do some gardening this weekend, be sure to give everything a good drink, set up those drip lines, and prepare to do the watering yourself for a while.
All right, will do. For the second time in as many days, a major resignation at the Miss USA organization.
And now Miss Teen USA is giving back her crown, raising more questions about how the organization is being run. ABC's Andrew Dimbert has more.
New Jersey! After only 7 months, Miss Teen USA 2023 is relinquishing her crown. 17-year-old Ilma Sofia Srivastava stepping away from the role, saying, "I find that my personal values no longer fully align with the direction of the organization." The 11th grader announcing she'll focus instead on her advocacy for education and acceptance.
I didn't always feel accepted, which is why I wrote my children's book, The White Jaguar, and I was able to make it multilingual to represent my cultures. And I want to share the message to empower people to embrace what makes them unique.
Her announcement comes just 2 days after Miss USA, Noelia Voigt, gave up her crown, citing her mental health. Voigt releasing a statement on Instagram, her eagle-eyed followers spotting a hidden message. The first letters of each sentence spells, "I am silenced." Voigt's former social media director spoke out on Good Morning America, describing a toxic environment at the Miss USA organization, which oversees both Miss USA and Miss Teen USA.
It was a series of aggressive behaviors towards the title holders and also the employees.
The Miss USA organization calls the accusations false, saying Miss USA is committed to fostering a safe, inclusive, and supportive environment. As for the departing Miss Teen USA, she did not elaborate on her claims about the organization's values. Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
Okay, well, here's a look at ABC's primetime lineup for your Thursday night.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Arata's Max Auto Sports and Arata's Mitsubishi is having a huge spring cleaning liquidation event. Every car, truck, and SUV has been marked down to extreme liquidation pricing. Bank on site with 0% financing. 0 down, nothing, and no payments for 90 days. Bad credit, no problem. We say yes. Bring the whole family. Pony rides for the kids and barbecue for everyone, so come hungry. So don't miss Arata's huge auto, truck, and liquidation event. May 9th through the 19th on the corner of Lions and Division.
When it comes to remodeling your bath, there's fact and there's fiction. Fiction. Some bath remodels just cover up water damage. Fact. Bathfitter inspects and cleans your current tub area, and we make any necessary repairs before installing our product for a watertight fit. Bathfitter installations are built to last, with a lifetime warranty to fit your expectations. Get the bath that fits you. Bathfitter. It just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
I think I'm gonna go with a 9-iron.
I suggest a 7. No. Oh. Did you know that if a bird picks up your ball, you gotta follow it? Oh, there it is. I think it's to the right.
Nah.
Is this it?
No, not it.
More! Can I be frank? At STCU, we're always here to advise and consult, even if you want to go at it your own way.
Let's see what you've got, Frank. I think we should talk.
STCU Business. Partner up.
Spring is in full bloom at Ritter's with acres of trees, shrubs, and perennials. Greenhouses bursting with flowers for containers and bedding. Exquisite fountains, benches, and sculptures. Experienced experts to help you choose what to grow at your home. And all 3-gallon and larger rhododendrons and azaleas are 25% off. So come up to Ritter's. Ritter's Garden and Gift on North Division.
Country Homes Power, Spokane's Husqvarna Superstore, is the #1 source for the best deals on professional-grade power equipment. Mowers and zero-turn mowers, all backed by factory-trained staff. Country Homes Power, the best choice for Husqvarna since 1947.
When Stormy met Trump. What this woman says happened that wild and crazy weekend 17 years ago. Next in Sun Edition, she's Stormy Daniels' friend. What she says the porn star told her.
He had blocked the door for her to leave.
The golf resort where it happened. Then, what were they thinking?
We are professional stoners.
Smoking weed while driving? Watch the next in Sun Edition.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Inside Edition at 7.
Coming up tonight on Nightside, a 16-year-old is grieving the loss of his friend and receiving death threats. New details on the young boy who died in the water at Riverfront Park last night.
Here's a look at your Mother's Day weekend forecast. Once again, it's pretty, so I keep wanting to keep it up there. 82 degrees, blue skies, and sunshine both days.
I just keep thinking about how you said it reminds you of, like, you know, casino jackpot slot machines. When we see these numbers now, like,
yes,
we finally did it, guys.
I know. Yeah, and all those suns.
It made me laugh when you said that, too. I think a lot of moms are going to have great time outside with their kids. I'll be at the playground, and maybe a great time at the spa.
There you go.
Maybe that's the other thing we do.
Is that a hint
inside
for somebody at home?
It's going to be a wonderful weekend.
We talked about this earlier this week. It's the present that never fails, though, right? Like you're never going to get a disappointed mom or wife or girlfriend if you go with the spot card.
That is, I have never received one. So
I'm gonna text your husband right now.